It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Hello, happy Fuck Yeah Friday. What's up, my loves? What's up, Be It babes? You guys are phenomenal. Welcome to the Friday after a holiday in the US. I don't know what the Friday after first Friday-ish in July is like for you around the world, but I hope you are having a fun time celebrating what you have done this week. And if you've never joined us for a Fuck Yeah Friday, here's what it is. You sit down and you celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are, because I've had so many people in our lives that are like, oh, I have a hard time celebrating the wins because they're just not big enough. Like it was a good thing that happened, but it could have been bigger. So I'm not going to celebrate what did happen because it wasn't bigger. What the fuck is that? Who taught us that, ladies? Look, I'm sure there's some dudes out there who can't celebrate their wins too, but I'm going to call out my loves because most of the people who listen are people I identify as women. And hi, I see you, recovering overachiever and perfectionist over here. My name is Lesley Logan, and I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, which I heard is like the only one who's 2 gas pedals, which is why it's hard for me to celebrate wins, which is why we have this episode, because it forces me to celebrate my wins with you and celebrate your wins and inspire you to show up for yourself. You're freaking kicking ass. And so what if it wasn't as big as you expected? You know what? Here's the deal. Most things are never as big or as shitty as we think they're going to be. You know, when you're like, oh my God, this could blow up in my face. And you like tell yourself some story that could be the worst thing in the world. And then you have this dream, this vision, this goal, like it's going to be like this. There's me unicorns, there's me rainbows, there's me glitter everywhere. Nothing is usually as glittery or as shitty as our mind takes us there. It's often somewhere in the middle, which is why it's so important for us to celebrate these wins, because we have to acknowledge we're kicking some fucking ass. All right. So that's what this episode is. And we kick off with your kick-ass moment. So here we go. Here we go. So Rebecca Circle, she's an agency member of ours. She has 3 wins for you. One of my virtual clients upgraded from once a week to 2 times a week sessions with me, which is humongous. Anytime anyone says, you know what, I want to spend not just 1 hour with you, but 2 hours with you because you're like changing my life, that's a massive win and should not go unnoticed, because that is a testament to the work you're doing, Rebecca. Number 2. One of my old clients from Scottsdale saw a post that I was moving to Mount Airy, Maryland, and contacted me for Pilates sessions for her and her daughter. They moved to the same area and now live only 15 minutes away. Holy freaking moly, Rebecca, that is so cool. That's so fun. This is why it's important to share with people. You never know what's going to happen in your life because of it. And number 3, she converted 2 of her in-person clients from Arizona to be virtual clients. Rebecca, it's so huge. You're making a big life change. I had to do that in 2020, and it's humongous. I disappointed a lot of people by moving. Oddly enough, the most people I disappointed were the ones who were not taking virtually with me at the time and realized I was never going to reopen because I was moving. But it is a massive deal when you can change your life and take on the next steps and be there for the family you want to be there for. And your clients are so impacted by you. They know that they can get the same amount of amazingness from you virtually as they could in person. So congratulations. Thanks for sharing your win. All right, our next FYF is from Yasmin Schulten. She is Elevate Round 2. I love this human so much. So she said she had a good practice session with her partner, Karen. We laughed a lot and we know each other so much better. And I'm feeling safe with my talk around English in air quotes. In parentheses, she means I don't know a lot of English words. So I talk around the word to explain it. And I love this one so much because Yasmin is an amazing teacher, and I have watched her teach for many, many months now. And I actually think your English is phenomenal, but I do know it's your 3rd or 4th language. And I just love that you're putting yourself out there in this very vulnerable state, and you love Pilates so much that you are willing to put yourself out there and challenge yourself in such a big way. So Thank you for sharing this with people. I'm sure there are many people where English is their first language and it scares them so much to teach another teacher. And I hope that this win inspires so many to show up and teach other people, because you know what? Teachers need teachers too. And if you're not a teacher listening to this, whatever modality that you are in, allow someone to pour into you and allow yourself to pour into them. You'd be surprised how much you do know and how amazing it is to give to someone else. All right, our next one before I share mine. Allison Whipple. So we've been following her FYF journey. I'm sure you know. She is longtime listener, longtime caller. So she started her new job at Washington University. Remember, she was like trying to find a job and we found the job and she was like being until she saw it and like, boom. So started her new job. She had a fantastic first week. The work is fun and the people are great. This is a place I can stay for a while. It feels so, so, so good to be back in higher education. I really feel like the universe is paying me back for everything I sacrificed and struggled with in the past year. Added that I am a Pilates instructor to my LinkedIn tagline. I am both a higher education professional and a Pilates professional. No more either or. No more pretending to be my colleagues that there's only one face to my professional life. I'm still figuring how I want to show up on the LinkedIn with regards to reaching my ICA, but this is a big first step. Okay, I'm going to just take a sidetrack before I get to her next bullet. Fucking phenomenal. I love when we own all the multi-hyphenates we have in this world. We are not just one thing or another, people. So way to go, Allison. Third point, had a fantastic trip to London this week, including hanging out with Sam. How amazing that I can friends wherever I go. I'm so glad I took the plunge on that trip. So Sam is one of our other agency members that Allison knows from agency, and they got to meet up on another side of the world, which I fucking love. I'm going to call a little win on that for myself. And her fourth one is had fun discussing radical candor at book club. So glad I finally made it to one. Feeling good as I'm heading into the weekend. Y'all, if you haven't read Radical Candor, you should. It's a phenomenal book about how to speak to people in your life. And it's really hilarious. My husband only found out recently what my original degree was in college, which is interpersonal organizational communication. And oh my gosh, Radical Candor has been so helpful in just how we show up as humans in our own companies and how I like to show up working with our team. And I don't always do it the way I want to. I'll be really freaking honest. It's not always possible. But we're not fucking perfect. So there's that. But I do love leaning on Radical Candor to at least apologize and own where I'm like, I didn't say that the way I wanted to say that. Let me say that in a different way. All right. Well, it wouldn't be an FYF if I didn't share my win. So here they are. My win this week. It feels quite simple. In fact, I paused for a length of time that my team had to edit out for you because I have to remind myself this is a massive win. So the month of June was pretty chaotic. Okay, first of all, it was my dad's birthday and my sister's birthday. There's Father's Day. I had one of our OPC teachers come in to film. Then that teacher left literally 5 hours before some friends flew in from Atlanta. And so she's taking off. We're going to dinner with people that are coming in that I wanted to see, but like after a whole weekend of filming with someone, there's like a lot going on there. Then they were here for 3 days. They left. My sister drove in. My sister's birthday was on the 15th. My sister drove on the 14th. So I got to see her for dinner. Our friends landed after her birthday dinner, like literally on the 14th, the day before her birthday. So we made her celebrate early. Thanks, Lacey. They land, we pick them up. I'm like, okay, you're here. I'm going to bed. Then we did an amazing weekend trip, as I told you about last week, and it was phenomenal. But here I sit here and we are back on our game plan, back in our habits, back in our routines. And it was actually not hard to get back there. And I share this as a win because you're never going to have 50 something days of the year have your perfect routines. There are going to be many a days that do not fall in line with the routine that you wanted or the plans that you had. And especially when 2 to 3 weeks of a month can be completely outside of your routine, it is so easy to just go, F the routine. Nothing goes. It's a free for all. Here I go. But the truth is that even though I slept in when my friends were here and we enjoyed ourselves and partied like it was 1999, like I was 21 again, which we are not. We figured that out real quick. The day after they left, I dropped right back into my routines and I dropped back into What is the purpose of this week? What is the purpose of this day? Why are we doing what we're doing? And that is a win. And I will shout that out as a win every single week, even if I have to pep talk myself to give it to you, because you have to know, you have to hear that all the people that you're following, all the people you're listening, all the people you think are experts in their area, and I say experts with some quotations around it, they are also human beings trying to figure their shit out. They are. And if they are not, run the fuck away. If they're like, I have all the answers, only me, I've got it, I think that's a sign of a cult leader. I'm just going to say that. No, I have a lot of answers from a lot of experience of fucking things up and hiring amazing people who've been where I want to go. But I'm still a human being in process. And not every day is the morning routine I want. Not every night is the evening routine I want. Some nights are vacation, but I am celebrating the win that I went from vacation mode to the routine that makes me feel like a massively amazing human within 24 hours. And you do not need to have these wins that are like, oh my God, I had a lunch that was 6 figures. Oh my God, I'm just like so perfect. I meal prepped and I like got 8 hours of sleep and I don't text when people are there and my phone is away and I'm so present all the time. No one is. So my goodness, you do not need to be. I promise that. And if you are a real human being celebrating these little wins where you're like, you know what? I did the fucking thing to the best of my ability. F yeah, I'm here to celebrate that with you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Share your wins with us so I can share them with everyone, and have an amazing day.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Kroll.
It is produced and edited by the epic team at Diseño.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals and Samena Velazquez for our transcriptions.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all the content to our website, and finally to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.